Thank you, Tony. Yes, it's the Truscott's Toyota Frank Underwood Cup coming up at Canterbury. 1900 metres on a glorious day. Little or no breeze, track is in excellent order, and a day chock full of interest with so many of the good horses getting ready for the big autumn races. In this race coming up, Bowral, trained by Tommy Smith, is in line for his 4th consecutive win, and he has virtually stifled proceedings on the race because punters don't seem too interested in anything other than the favourite. He's expected to lead and expected to win. Now, Bowral is brought up by Aaron Kennedy. Young Aaron Kennedy has been Bowral's regular rider of late. The horse seems to race very generously for him. It's a case of Kennedy liking Bowral and vice versa. Now, Salcantay goes up on the extreme outside. Pipaway stands in nicely, so does Baker's Boy. And the starter, Billy Dale, is onto his stand, has the button, and they're set for the Truscott's Toyota Frank Underwood Cup, and they're off and running. Baker's Boy, if anything, a shade slow to move at the start. Bowral first out, going straight to the lead. Pallet is coming over quickly, however, to take him on in the early stages, followed by Gone West and then Ferret on the fence. Golden Step settles down just off the pace. Trapped out very deep in the run down the straight the first time is Baker's Boy, and then Pipaway, Red Eagle, followed by Tiggy Touchwood, Dan Gambin and Pentas. And Salcantay has come from the extreme outside barrier right across to the fence at the tail of the field. Out of the straight, and Bowral stacks them up to lead by about 2 lengths to Pallet, who's about to drop onto the rail second. Baker's Boy in 3rd spot. Golden Step is obliged to race 3 deep. And then the Fledgling 3 wide on the outside of Gone West and Ferret. 1.5 lengths to Red Eagle on the outside of Tiggy Touchwood. Pipaway on the outside of Salcantay, and the last couple of Pentas and Dan Gambin as they head down the back. Now, Bowral increases the tempo gradually, and at the 1,000 mark he slipped away 2.5 to Golden Step, 3 to Pallet, 1/2 length to Baker's Boy, 1 length to the Fledgling. In on the fence, Ferret, followed by Gone West, and then Tiggy Touchwood and Red Eagle. Salcantay next on the inside of Pipaway, followed by Pentas and Dan Gambin as last, and they're well spread out. Now, Bowral's making this a pretty honest job at the 600 mark. He's in front at a good gallop, led by 1.5 lengths to Golden Step. Baker's Boy 3rd, Pallet 4th, the Fledgling 3 wide working into the race, followed by Ferret and then Gone West. Tiggy Touchwood next on the inside of Red Eagle. Salcantay well back and hard-ridden. Pentas slipping up on the rail, followed by Pipaway and Dan Gambin last as they come around the turn. Bowral the leader, flat chat as they straighten up, led by more than 1 length to Golden Step. Pallet in 3rd place, followed by the Fledgling, and then Pentas, who's now getting clear of the ruck. Bowral the leader past the 200. Golden Step is going to make a race of it, and they're clear of Pallet, followed by Ferret. Bowral fighting back again. He's got Golden Step's measure. None of the others can pick them up, and Bowral's run them off their feet, and he does it again. 4 straight to Bowral over Golden Step and Ferret, followed by Pentas, Salcantay, then Pipaway, the Fledgling, Pallet, Red Eagle, followed by Dan Gambin, Gone West and Tiggy Touchwood, and Baker's Boy has run last. Well, just for 2 or 3 strides at the 200 mark, Golden Step looked like making a real race of it, but Bowral got his second wind and held them easily at bay. Bowral, Aaron Kennedy, $2 and $1.30. Golden Step, place dividend will be $4.70, and Ferret, number 6, a place tote of $3. 4 straight for Bowral, who is a son of the former champion race mare Surround, and he's inherited a fair bit of that family ability. As we go back to Tony Greig.
Thank you, Johnny Tapp. Johnny Tapp from Canterbury there. Bowral winning that race, and here at the WAC.
$1.30, Golden Step $4.70, and Ferret $3. They're New South Wales dividends, but a very good win for number 1 there. The numbers 1, 5 and 6.
1100 metres, your caller, John Russell.
So Keltrace near the inside, Barcara, Sequalo, a heap of speed on in this. Time will be very interesting. The record here is at what? 1:2.4. Royal Discard to move up. Poetic King going in, looks a picture. The heavyweight to come up. And they're getting ready, the IWF Oakley Plate. Field of 13 contesting the race. David Hall has procrastinated and carpetingly engaged. Now Elenon to move in, Pride of the Force to come up. Keltrace, the inside runner. Daring Ombre standing in well. Elenon comes up. Hero Wind will be on the outside. The heavyweight has moved in. So Hero Wind to the outside. Loads of speed on in this race. Starter across to his platform. Elenon is still out. Kel Treese is ready on the inside, standing up well, Barcara. Elenon moving in, so they'll soon be ready. Elenon coming up. They should run very fast time in this. They're set to go. Poetic King looks a treat. Just waiting for the light. Look to be set. Hero Wind on the outside. There's the light. Off and running. Hero Wind on the outside. The first out from Fighter Bay. Beginning well is Daring Ombre. Out quickly also Poetic King. Elenon going very fast, and so is Barcara along the inside. And they were followed by Kel Treese. A bit further back is Pride of the Force, followed by Royal Discarder. And Carpingly last of all. 800 metres left to go. Daring Ombre takes the lead from Barcara. Sequalo is third. A length and a half. Procrastinate. Kel Treese is getting up along the inside, followed by Elenon. A bit further back, the heavyweight Hero Wind on the outside of Poetic King. Pride of the Force back behind them. Fighter Bay, Royal Discard and Carpingly. Round the turn they come now. Barcara on the inside, Sequala together. A length and a half. Kel Treese looking for a run on the inside. Procrastinate deeper on the track. Very wide. Elenon, Daring Ombre. Poetic King is in behind them as they straighten up. Then the heavyweight and well back as Hero Wind in the straight now. Sequalo has taken a slight lead. Coming to the 200. Kel Treese is down the outside. Elenon coming home well. So is the heavyweight and Poetic King on the inside is getting through. Coming down with 100 metres left to go. Poetic King, Kel Treese, Sequalo, and over on the outside, Carpingly is swapping them. Carpingly's got up to score in the Oakley plate from either Royal Discard, the heavyweight, or Kel Treese. That trio in a photo for second and third, just ahead of Poetic King, Fighter Bay. Then Sequalo, they're followed by Elenon from Hero Wind, Procrastinate, Daring Ombre, Barcara, and last of all, Pride of the Force.
Well, the Oakley plate has been run and won, and back here at the Wacker ground, Western Australia's
dividends from the race 5 at Caulfield, number 7 at $6.10 and $2.20. A big dividend, a fast finish. The Oakley plate.
So 41 overs so far have been bowled. Western Australia put into bat, and they're doing very well. 2 for 211, and two very experienced and good one-day cricketers out there at the moment. Langer and Martin, good cricketers, full stop. And this is going to be the last over from Marsh. And he's hit that in the air. This is going to be out. It's hovering up there. Down it comes. Yes, and that's the end of him. Well taken in the deep by Wilson. So that's the end of Langer, and time now to cross to Canterbury for race 6. Your caller is Johnny Tapp.
Thanks, Tony. This is for fillies and mares. It's the Solace Formula 1 handicap. It's over 1,280 metres. And the Ron Quinton trained Mamselle Padrille hasn't raced since last October, but is expected to be very hard to beat first up. She's one of those lean-looking mares who doesn't need a lot of racing to come to her top. And the general consensus is that if she's good enough, she's fit enough. Now, Tipsy Star goes up on the outside of the field to complete the line, and they're all set. And the starter, Billy Dale, is coming over now to release them. Booked faces up well, having her first start since last November when she ran in a group weight for age race during the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Starter onto his stand, and they're all set. They face well. Now this trouble, British Link, is bouncing around in the gate. They're off. Star Spectrum a little bit slow. Wide Berth is the first out. Dinnerport began fast. Flicker Star has to be ridden to hold a forward spot, followed by Sweet Hour. Mamselle Padrille quickly into a handy posse. Vital Consent is not too far away, and then Zetoile. A little worse than midfield, Insomniac, and a gap to Tipsy Star, followed by Booked and Star Spectrum, with British Link now dropping out last. At the 900 mark, and the leader is Wide Berth, just in front of Flicker Star. Mamselle Padrille in the box seat on the fence, followed by Sweet Hour. A length away, Vital Consent, a gap in the field then to Zetoile as they start the run up the hill. At the head of the others, Dinnerport, followed by Star Spectrum, and then Insomniac, Tipsy Star, followed by British Link, and back at the tail, Booked as they climb the hill. Wide Berth, a clear-cut leader by nearly 2 lengths now to Mamselle Padrille, about to ease off the rail. Flicker Star on the outside, and a gap then to Vital Consent, followed by Sweet Hour and Dinnerport. Heads a turn for home. Wide Berth, the leader. Moses on Flicker Star, trying to keep Mamselle Padrille in the pocket. She might get an inside run here, but Wide Berth's going strongly. Mamselle Padrille is now hooked out, followed by Flicker Star and Vital Consent, but little Wide Berth is clear with 100 to go. Flicker Star picking her up pretty quickly as they get near home, but not not quickly enough. And Wide Berth led all the way to beat Flicker's Star. Vital Consent has run third, just in front of Sweet Hour. Then Star Spectrum, Dinner Port, followed by Mamselle Padrille, who ran out of puff. Further back, Insomniac, and then Booked and British Link. Tipsy Star never in it, and last of all, Zetoile. She's an honest little thing, Wide Berth, and has overcome a wide barrier to lead most of the way. 6 Wide Berth, $6.60 for the win and $2.10 the place. She's only a little mare, as I said, and a 2-kilogram claim for apprentice James Adamo was just what the doctor ordered. Flicker's Star second, a place dividend of $1.40, and Vital Consent will get third, a place dividend of $3.40. As we return to Tony Greig.
Thank you, Johnny. Yes, and here at the WACA, the new batsman is out there.
Now the New South Wales dividends for race 6 at Canterbury. Jamie Siddons, the South Australian captain, has a bit of a headache there. One of the men that he's looking to finish out, Shane George, has been very expensive. 7 overs for 47 so far.
Is set. Now here's Bonamici going in. Starstruck to move up. Soon be ready. All set. Mapoli Star, the inside runner. They're all set to go. 41 degrees here in Melbourne. They're off and running. Good even start too. Mapoli Star, one of the first to jump out with Cross Swords, and Spring Hill Lad got out well with Corregidor. Frontier Boy is dropping in behind them, and Fitrium up to the leading division, and they were being followed closely by Starstruck, who's wider. A length further back as Top Walk, being followed closely around the outside by Bonamici, and Katie Evers dropping back on the insider. Royal Snackers in behind them, followed by Numsing and Dark Czar, and Telesto has dropped out to last. Racing up the hill at the 1400 metre mark, and Bonamici's taken over to lead by a length and a half in advance of Amphitryon. They were followed closely over on the inside then by Cross Swords, who's dropping back along the rail, and Spring Hill Ladders up in that leading group, and so also is Frontier Boy in behind them. They were followed next by Corregidor over on the outside, Starstruck going around them. Further back in the field then is Royal Snack, being followed by Katie Eben, Numsing in behind them, followed by Dark Czar, and Telesto is last of all. Bonamici is the leader, half a length in advance of Amphitryon. They're closely followed a bit further back in the field then by Cross Swords, and back behind them around the outside is Corregidor coming into the picture, and close up then is Starstruck, being followed by Top Walker, and a bit further back then Frontier Boy. Mapoli Star over on the inside improving. A length further away in the field came Royal Snack, followed by Dark Czar over on the outside, very deep, and Katie Ebb behind them, Numsinger, and still last of all is Telesto coming up towards the home turn. Bonamici tackled by Corregidor. Spring Hill Ladders third on the outside and running on. Top Walk in behind them. Starstruck is now making her move. Cross Swords parked in behind them as they come around the home turn, followed by Mapoli Star and Fitrion, Numsing as they straighten up. Very wide Dark Czar at the top of the straight. Corregidor takes the lead. Spring Hill Lad down the outside. Starstruck is joining in with a good run. So is Top Walk down the outside inside the final 200 metres. And the Western Australian mare Starstruck has taken the lead from Corregidor. Cross Swords running on well. Starstruck just in front, close to home. Starstruck too good. Starstruck wins at second. Corregidor third. Mapoli Star. Cross Swords was a very good run close up behind them, followed by Royal Snack and Numsing. Katie Ebb further back. Bonamici followed by Spring Hill Lad. Then further back is Telesto, followed by Dark Czar, and well back towards the tail of the field, Frontier Boy and Amphitryon.
Replay of the TS Carline Cup over 1,800 metres. Number 6 Starstruck the winner. And back here at the WACA, it's 4 for 258. Will Chris is on 10, Damien Martin 103. It'll be a big ask for South Australia with their very good batting line-up of Lehman, Weber, Nobes, Brayshaw, Siddons. Be a great chase later on this afternoon.
Dividends for that last race from Caulfield, the TS Carline Cup. Starstruck was first. The numbers 6, 8 and 10. Starstruck paid $4.40 and $1.80. Corregidor $2.10, and Mapoli Star got up the third, $2.90, and they are Victorian dividends. 6, 8 and 10 the numbers.